are looking at a pretty severe infestation of aphids.
Well, pull them out and start over. But wait, yes, I admit that I did have that thought at first, but I chose not to give up. How did I go from an almost dead cucumber plant to one that is now thriving and producing cucumbers? Well, and make sure you stick around until the end because not everything I tried worked. I want to show you the exact 3 steps that I took to fight back against these aphids and without any toxic sprays, and how maybe you can try this in your gardens at home too.
So what I'm doing right now is just spraying them down with my soapy water. And I call this the war of aphids. And we are going to do everything we can here to battle this war.
So we're checking in on our cucumber plant. It's been about a week since we did the soapy spray and the leaves now are almost completely wilted. I put some diatomaceous earth in hopes that maybe that would help to battle this, but it just doesn't, nothing seems to be working. So we're gonna have to take things to a whole nother level. It's time to get serious. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you already know how I feel about aphids. They're these tiny, sneaky bugs that always seem to come back no matter how many times I knock them down. And for those of you who are new here, aphids are tiny soft-bodied insects that love to suck the sap out of your plants. And think of them like garden vampires. They cluster on the undersides of the leaves and they multiply really super fast. And before you know it, your cucumbers or other plants are looking sad, wilty, and ultimately they become at risk of dying. Even my friends, the ladybugs, have attempted to come to the rescue, but sadly, I am afraid that they are outnumbered. And I'm always alerted when they're in the garden because I will see a trail of ants leading up into the infested plant. So I decided to put together a plan of action and attack and fight back, and this is what I did. Now, something that worked really well for me last year was the yeast fertilizer. I have a video on that if you guys want more detail, but basically you just get a watering can. You can get these at your home improvement stores. And then I have a mixture of 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of yeast and sugar. So we're gonna pour this into our watering can and then fill this up with water. Oh, my hose does not reach. I'm going to fill that up with water. And then you can cover this with a little bit of plastic wrap or foil or something. You want to really keep this in a cool, dry place. You can see it's already starting to activate. Wow, that was fast. So I started with this homemade yeast fertilizer. It's not a pesticide. It actually helps the plant bounce back. And I figured if the plant was strong enough that maybe it might even outgrow the damage. So this fertilizer is like a probiotic smoothie for the roots. It works so well. I highly, highly recommend if you have any kind of cucumbers, melons, peppers, tomatoes love it too. And I'm even going to be putting some on my pumpkins. So I waited a week to see how the plant was doing, but there were still aphids and ants. And so I mixed up my go-to pest spray. It is safe for vegetables, it's gentle on pollinators, and it works by smothering aphids on contact. So for my Castile soap neem oil spray, I am using 2 tablespoons of Castile soap with 1 teaspoon of neem oil in a half-gallon sprayer. We're going to fill that sprayer up with water, shake it, and then it's ready to spray. Well, be sure to check out LuckyCatCreations.com where I have all of these recipes available for you to download for free. That's going to include our yeast fertilizer as well as the Castile soap and neem oil spray. And I also put together an Aphid Action Plan for those of you fighting aphids in your gardens that'll help get rid of them for good. So be sure to check that out. That is LuckyCatCreations.com/freebies. And I really focus the spray on the undersides of the leaves because that's where they hide. Then I came back a few days later and I trimmed off the worst leaves. I unfortunately also had to trim back my rosemary as well because it had just gotten so overtaken by the spider mites. I am going to try to revive it, and hopefully by cutting out all of the nastiness and the branches that were infested with the spider mites, that hopefully maybe we can get the rosemary to come back as well. But our main focus is really with the cucumber plants. And within a week, the plant finally started putting out tons of new leaves, even a few flowers. And the aphids are still around, but they're a lot less. And so we're going to keep using this method and keep at it. And I'm just happy to see the plant finally starting to thrive again. All right, guys, well, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. I hope you'll tune in next week. I am going to be showing you how I turned this drab whiskey barrel that was in transition from our winter season into spring and summer into this lush oasis of plantings that is thriving even during our hottest of summer months here in Zone 9B. So I hope you'll check it back in for that, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye.